Welcome back to LimQ Plus, everyone. On this channel, I'm 100%ing Breath of the Wild by a bit every day until the sequel Tears of the Kingdom comes out in 127 days. Good start to today's episode with this wind bomb. But talking about glitches today, there's actually some pretty exciting things going on within the community. If you are following some of the popular glitch hunters for Breath of the Wild, like Legend of Link on Twitter, maybe you've seen some videos and cutscenes floating around on there that look a little bit broken. In the thumbnail, you may have already seen the Hyrule Castle map kind of flooding around and like floating around in the middle of the screen, but there is more. So basically, what this glitch all boils down to, and right now this is still in the researching phase. We don't really know where this glitch is gonna go, if it's gonna be super useful or super useless. But right now, I can give you a brief rundown on what this glitch is about. Essentially, we had already known some ways to mess up our cursor in our inventory using something called hold prompt entanglement. It's a very intricate glitch and is very much useful for corrupting weapons and duplicating items with the IST and WMC glitch. Now, in this new glitch, people have found that you can actually have pretty much any menu open in scenarios where you shouldn't be able to. You can eat food while you are literally dead. So you can store your menu and open it up, or you can die while your menu is on screen, then eat food, and when you respawn, you will actually have more health than before, which is already potentially somewhat of a usability. It isn't really, because of how we have glitches in Breath of the Wild nowadays, where we have 999 fairies essentially making us undefeatable. But yeah, that's the thing. Additionally, you can, well, this is something that you cannot yet do, but the most interesting thing with having our menu open while we are in, let's say, a game over screen or in a screen where we're not supposed to have our menu open is, to me, the memory section. The memory section has broken the game in various ways before, because we can watch a memory at any point and then skip it. So a theory that I had that would potentially make this really, really useful is if somehow during an unskippable cutscene we could open our inventory, watch a memory, skip the memory, and it would somehow trick the game into skipping the unskippable quote-unquote cutscene, or placing Link after where that cutscene would usually play, potentially being a huge, massive time save. So far, this doesn't seem to be possible, because it seems like the game, even if your menu is stored in like a game over screen, it does not want to let you play those memories. It behaves kind of weirdly. People have soft-locked their game already, which essentially means it crashed, or it just didn't do anything anymore. But that's definitely super interesting time. A lot seems to be possible with this broken inventory that you can basically use in any stage of the game. And if you're interested in what you can do and are interested in researching it maybe yourself, maybe you are going to be the next person finding that massive Breath of the Wild glitch just before Tears of the Kingdom comes out, I recommend you to join the speedrunning Discord server. I will link this server in the description, the invite link, if you want to join it and discuss in the glitch hunting section with people that are currently actively researching the glitch. Try to be nice though, don't be demanding, just try to listen at first and see if you understand. If you have questions about stuff, obviously ask, and then you can just mess around in your own game and maybe find something interesting. Now, I wanted to also discuss, after explaining what's going on in the glitch hunting world right now, something that I was asked in the past and I kind of want to revisit. So, I used to be asked all the time, Lim, if you could have any glitch in Breath of the Wild, what would it be like? What would you like to be able to do? And in the past, I said the best glitch that could happen to us as a community would be an invincibility glitch. The reason I said that is because one of the biggest time losses that we had in speedruns was the Great Plateau. Our options in the Great Plateau are very limited, not only because there's, for example, there's not a shopkeeper there, so we can't already get ourselves up to 999 fairies and just wind bomb wherever we want. We don't have the paraglider, so wind bombs in general are much more limited. We can't really use them as effectively. Also, by the way, I'm going up to this location. I have no idea if I'd already discovered this one. This is a very easily missable location for your own playthrough. Looks like I have not discovered this before. if you're 100% Breath of the Wild, make sure to go here. There's no Korok here, but if you don't get this location, you can 100%. So Invincibility was always my #1 quote-unquote request for a useful glitch. Now, we essentially have Invincibility. Wait, it's Invincibility, right? Yeah, not Invisibility is something else. Yeah. So we essentially have Invincibility by being able to duplicate fairies, and as it turned out, it's broken. We don't have to go around the world anymore and look for food. We don't have to constantly be aware how much health we have when we're wind bombing like I have in this playthrough. And it ends up being an absolutely broken trick for pretty much every speedrun other than 80% because it's simply too short. And you don't even wind bomb enough to justify getting that many fairies. And yeah, it turned out to be super broken and we found it. So that makes me wonder, and people wonder, now that we have this glitch, what do you think now could break the game again? What are the things that could still break Breath of the Wild apart even more? And to me, there's really only 2 things that I can think of that would really break the game more. One is a smaller but useful one, and the other one is a pretty major one. Now, the small one first. In Breath of the Wild, we have tons of ways to go somewhere in the world horizontally, like this wind bomb. Yes, I did go up at first. I did get some vertical height, but to get somewhere horizontal, we have many options. We have the BLSS, where you can slide over the entire game world, essentially. We have the bullet time bounce, where yes, again, you do get some vertical height, but mostly horizontal distance. And we have wind bombs, which again can be used to gain some extra height if you can nail them, which I apparently can't right now. It's a bit concerning because I'm planning to do a speedrun in a bit where I need to hit lots of mid-air wind bombs. Hopefully I'll recover from that. But what we don't have is a glitch that exclusively gets us verticality. There's some small exceptions, like we can hit a stasisable object and shoot an arrow from below and basically have it catapult upwards. But not only is that very limited, but it also doesn't get you that high up. We don't have anything like a BLSS, right? A slide that sends us horizontally over the entire world that just goes upwards. And that would actually be incredibly useful. Mainly because, yeah, scaling big mountains or big walls can sometimes be really challenging, which is why Rivali's Gale to this day, even with wind bombs, still has its uses, because sometimes you're on even ground, you need to go up somehow, and we don't have an option to do that yet. There's technically, again, vertical wind bombs, which are not only hard to do, but still are limited. They don't get you, like, that high. They give you a little bit of height, and that's pretty much it. So that would be a small glitch. I don't know how that would look like. That would be very helpful. Now, the big one that would, again, transform pretty much every category, and I'm not excluding things, by the way, like, obviously, in any percent, if we also found a way to not only skip Wind Blight, but also Water Blight and other boss fights, sure. But those are like very, you know, they're very unique glitches to a specific part of a specific speedrun, where the glitches I'm thinking about would benefit the entire speedrunning categories that I know and that we play as a community. And the second one is something that I basically just teased, which maybe, who knows, is going to be discovered within the next week, which is skipping unskippable cutscenes. There's cutscenes that you can skip in this game, and there also is cutscenes that you arbitrarily can skip. Some of them revolve around entering Divine Beasts and the champions introducing you to the nature of the Divine Beast. I'm pretty sure okay, I guess I did not get these Korok seeds down there. I thought I did. So a lot of them revolve around entering Divine Beasts, but there's more. There's Zelda talking to you in any percent, for example, just after you leave the Shrine of Resurrection. There is cutscenes related around getting a new memory, where the camera pans around and then eventually starts playing the memory, which you can then skip. These cutscenes in 100%, for example, adds up to like probably an hour of literally just sitting there watching, mashing through long dialogue sections, etc. I don't know about dialogue. It seems pretty unlikely that you can somehow skip major like dialogue sections of the run. But that's definitely a huge quote-unquote time loss in 100%. It's not really considered a time loss right now because it's just part of the game. But if you could somehow skip these, that would be pretty big. I could see how this saves again, for Princess Zelda and any percent, a minute or so, maybe 30 seconds, depending on how fast you can do it in any percent, and much more in longer categories. One thing, by the way, that I always like to mention that people seem to forget sometimes is even the most powerful glitch in the world is restricted by how long it takes to perform it, right? If we had a way to skip cutscenes, but it would require setting up for 30 minutes, obviously suddenly it wouldn't be very useful. And we were very lucky that, for example, the Invincibility glitch, aka 999 fairy glitch, is doable in like a minute if you just want to get 999 fairies and you know exactly what you're doing. Which is incredible. We got very lucky with that, and overall, I think in general, obviously as a community, the Breath of the Wild community is very lucky to have as many cool glitches as we do have. With that being said though, I again have linked the speedrunning Discord in the description if you maybe want to be part of Breath of the Wild history and figure out what's going on with this new menu glitch. And I will be ending today's episode here at this shrine, which I have already activated. But looks like we got some good progress done with Korok seeds today. We are on 41%, getting pretty close now to the halfway point of the completion, which is also a good sign. That means we're getting even closer to Tears of the Kingdom and a potential direct announcement soon. Thank you so much for watching again. Again, check out the Discord in the description, and I will see you tomorrow for another video.